This episode of Blowjam Presents PodSmash is brought to you by Rosetta Stone at rosettapodcast.com/blow. And today's show is brought to you by advanceautoparts.com. Save 20% off your first order at advanceautooffer.com/blow. Enter promo code AAP20cast. Hey buddies, it's Blowjam Presents PodSmash. I'm your host, Delia Blowjam. This is the show where we review podcasts. And by we, I mean me and my co-host, Ryan. What up, Ryan? How are you?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
It's going because we got another installment of a week in podcasting. Ryan and I, we're podcast fanatics, podophiles, if you will. We've seen 13 shows live, clock a lot of hours in the week, so we know what's good and what you should avoid. Our first segment's called Feed Me. Talk about our top 3 podcasts in our feed this week. Ryan, kick it off. What's good?
All right, my number 1 this week is 99% Visible. It's a show about design and technology with host Roman Mars. The episode I listened to, it's called Built on Sand. It's all about how sand is the most important solid substance on Earth. It's in concrete, glass, like pretty much everything.
Yes, sand's a big deal.
It's like we really built this city with sand.
We built this city on sand and sand.
But it's a bummer because we're running out of it. Because of China and other developing nations, we're running out of sand.
Wait, why?
Because they have to get it from like lake beds and like the ocean shores, and they have to like scoop it out of there. But they're just running out, and it's like screwing up the ecosystem.
Well, why are they scooping it out?
Because they have to make concrete. They're developing nations.
Oh, concrete. No, I was thinking like they're all glass blowers making bongs.
No, they're making buildings. It's in everything, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
You need sand for everything.
Sand is becoming extinct. That's insane.
Yep.
Fuck, I gotta listen to that one. I saw the title and didn't get a chance to listen. That's fucked up.
Pretty weird. Did you got one?
Yeah, I sure do. My number 1 was Chapo Trap House. Far left podcast with social and political commentary, and they do not hold back from making fun of people. They're like super, super funny. And this episode is called Hunter on the Loose, featuring Will Sommer. Apparently, Joe Biden has another son that's not Beau.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
I heard about Hunter. He's kind of weird.
Yeah. So Hunter's been around the block for 40 years. He's been alive, and his whole life is controversy. He's, like, always in trouble.
Kind of a partier.
He's been dating his brother's widow, you know, because Beau died. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
That'd be like if you died and I started dating Jack. Oh, sorry, Jack. I'm glad Jack doesn't listen to PodSmash.
Oh, no.
But, yeah, it was super, super funny. Their perspective on it should not be missed. I highly recommend this episode.
Didn't Hunter, like, go to rehab and all that?
Yeah, he did.
He's just like a normal dude.
He really is.
Except he's dating his
There's so much more, too.
His brother's widow.
I'm not going to spoil it, but I had no clue that this dude existed. So thanks again, Chapo.
All right, so my number 2 is Nice Try Utopian with host Avery Trufelman. It's a show about failed utopian societies. The episode I listened to is called Biosphere 2, The Theater of Utopia. Okay, so basically in 1991, 8 people embarked on a 2-year experiment to create a completely enclosed, self-sustaining ecosystem in a domed research facility in Arizona. Inside the dome was a man-made savanna, a rainforest, a farm, an ocean with a tropical coral reef. All these habitats would be populated with life. The experiment was an epic failure. People were fighting each other on the inside, like warring factions. And there was actually like, I don't know, it gets to a point where there's like a hostile takeover by Steve Bannon. And it's pretty weird.
I actually listened to that full episode 2 hours before recording the show. It's a wild ride.
It's called Biosphere 2 because Earth is Biosphere 1. It's like over 3 acres long. It's like a huge enclosed thing just to see if people could live inside a domed area. Like,
for 2 years.
On a different planet, like Mars or something. But it's pretty crazy. You should check that show out.
The Biosphere, yeah. And then the next installment will be Biosphere 3 with Pauly Shore.
Oh, yeah, Biodome. It's like that movie Biodome.
I got a good Biodome story, which is I rented it from Video King many, many years ago when I was like 10 and forgot to return it. And I never even watched it, and it ended up costing my parents $40 for Biodome. I'm so sorry, Mom and Dad. I'll never get over that.
Well, I watched it, and you were better off not watching it.
You'd pay $40 to not watch it.
I paid $40 to have it erased from my memory.
All right. Well, I guess I'm not missing out.
Yeah.
Oh, my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Fresh Air with Terry Gross, an NPR podcast. Well, rather a radio show, but a lot of their shows are podcasts.
But is it still fresh air if she farts? What if Terry Gross just rips on?
I would love that to go down on her show because she's just so esteemed and well-spoken.
Someone's like, did you fart? I thought this was fresh air.
She would be like, in your childhood, what happened in your childhood? I don't know. Fuck it. So this episode is called Bioethicist Personal Struggle with Opioids. I really enjoyed this one because we get a lot of outside perspectives from scientists and people studying the issue, journalists and what have you. This bioethicist who works at Johns Hopkins University, so he knows his shit, he personally struggled with it. It's nice to hear a firsthand account. He was in a motorcycle accident, and like his whole like left foot or one of his feet were just completely shattered, and like his leg. So they just put him on a bunch of pain pills, intravenous pills. He had to have multiple surgeries, and he knew he was dependent, and he was just watching the clock to see when he could take his next dose. And hearing his struggle was interesting to hear, honestly. And also, I really like the fact that he drew attention to the problem that there's been heroin, like, forever. Well, at least since the 90s, but now that it's touched suburban white people, it's finally a crisis. But me and Ryan's friends have been dying for years. We've talked about this before. So, I enjoyed it.
It's definitely a problem.
It is definitely a problem.
I worked at a nursing home for 5 years, and the place I work at now, less people died at the nursing home than the place I work at now. And it's all from, like, opiate-related death.
That's incredible.
Most of it.
That's so sad.
Well, there's cancer, too, but whatever.
I do like his ethical take on this. I highly suggest listening to this episode. And Ryan, back to you.
All right, my third one is Punch Up the Jam. It's a comedy music podcast with hosts Miel Brudel and Demi Adejuyigbe. Every week, they take a famous song and break it down. They make a funny parody of it. This week's episode, they did the famous Belle Biv DeVoe song, Poison. That girl is poison. Remember that song?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
It's like, but they really, like, break the song down. And when you break it down, it's like, they're really, like, just slut-shaming this girl. For like not dating him. She didn't like return his phone call or something. And he's like, oh yeah, well she fucked my whole crew. Something like that. So like
those are different times.
So he alluded to that she did it with the whole Belle Biv DeVoe crew. So Demi's punch up is let's have a foursome. Let's have a foursome. But I can play it if you want.
Yes, please.
You want me to?
Yeah.
Alright, so put it up to your mic.
A bit in flux, but I do think that there's a certain part of it that I'm like, well, that's the song you write. So I just made the entire song about...
It's just a laundry list of different types of poison.
Yes. Let's drink some Raid.
All right, come on.
Yeah, Spider-Man and Freeze in full effect. You ready, Ron? I'm ready. You ready, Biv? I'm ready, Slicker. You? Oh yeah, break it down. Girl, I must warn you. Sense something strange in my mind. Got me feeling so lecherous. Picturing our bodies intertwined. Hell yeah. You're just so beautiful. I hope this doesn't seem too direct. Check it out. 'Cause I'm so friendly. Not just in the way you might expect. Let me explain. Before we get out of our clothes, I've got this idea to propose. Can't get it out of my head. What if we got frisky? More dudes in the bed. Let's have a foursome.
There you go. That's it.
Did they just say 4 dudes in a bed?
Yeah, let's have a foursome.
That would be a 5-some.
No, 3 dudes and me. 3 dudes and you in the bed. Let's have a foursome.
No, he said 4 dudes.
Oh my God.
So that means that if it's a foursome, it's gay sex that he's talking about, which is fine.
It's not. Okay, never mind. You didn't hear it right.
I don't know. We'll listen again. I'll listen to the show again when we mix it down.
Yeah, okay, we ready for news?
No,
you got one
because
more?
I got another one. This is uncomfortable, and I'm not even going to pronounce the host name, but she's awesome. And if I wrote it down phonetically, I'd be able to do it, but I'm slacking. What else is new? This is Uncomfortable. It's a podcast about finances, and I love this show. They talk about, like, crying at work and fiscal situations with people's partners and just a lot of awesome stuff. I really like it. This particular episode was about a student who was a writer, and she had a plethora of different jobs and a ton of student debt, and she was just looking for something different, something that she could make more money with and be interested in it. And a friend of hers got her mixed up in this gambling team where they created their own algorithm or how to practice counting cards, sort of like 21, that movie. I don't know. But it was just a really, really funny story about how she moved up in the ranks and got good at it, and then she became the big player and won $40,000. And what happened in that scenario is hilarious. It's like right out of Ocean's 11. It's very suspenseful. I really dug this episode. Listen to it. It's called This Is Uncomfortable. Hey, you wanna do an ad?
Yeah, let's do some ads.
Fuck yeah. For you, the glorious listeners of PODSMASH, by way of Blowjam, Rosetta Stone is offering a 24-month subscription for less than $8 a month. At my work, during the day, I have to speak Spanish sometimes, and Rosetta Stone helped me graduate from Lo siento, hablas inglés, to Lo siento, esta oficina está cerrada ahora, pero va a estar abierta mañana a las 9. ¿Puedes llamar al mismo número mañana, por favor? That just means that the office is closed now. Can you please call the same number tomorrow? And that they're open at 9. So, thank you, Rosetta Stone. Now I can actually talk to peeps. So, Rosetta Stone continuously sets the standard in learning to enable people to change their world. Their main languages are Spanish, Latin American Spanish, French, Italian, German, English American. So for all languages available, go and check out rosettastone.com/buy now. And when you're convinced, and you will be, you're going to go to rosettapodcast.com/blow for your special offer to Rosetta Stone. Ryan and I own a 2002 Honda Civic manual transmission, and it runs like a fucking gem, thanks in part to Advance Auto Parts. So for you guys, Advance Auto Parts is offering 20% off your first order at advanceautoparts.com/blow. Enter promo code AAP20cast for 20% savings. So Advance Auto Parts is your source for quality auto parts, advice, and accessories. You could pay a shit ton for labor, but how's about you get the part and watch how to do it on YouTube? Save yourself some serious money. Plus that 20% off, you can't beat that. Advance Auto Parts Inc., the largest automotive aftermarket parts provider in North America. They service both the professional installer and also, hey, DIY customers. Advance operates over 5,200 stores, over 100 Worldpac branches, and serves approximately 1,300 independently owned CarQuest branded stores. Actually, there is an Advance Auto Parts legit down the street from us. It's awesome. Advance Auto Parts has the essentials from brake pads to batteries, along with all the final touch stuff that you need. So again, to save 20% off your first order, go to advanceautooffer.com/blow. Again, that's advanceautooffer.com/blow to save 20% off your first order. Enter promo code AAP20CAST for 20% savings. We're back, friends. On the break, Ryan played Poison for me again from Punch Up the Jam, and I was totally mistaken. I thought he said 4 dudes in the bed, but he said more dudes in the bed.
Yeah, that's all right.
I gotta trust you more often.
He wouldn't make a mistake like that.
No.
He knows what a foursome is.
His recording is meticulous. Like, those episodes, a lot of care and love goes into that. So, yeah, I'm gonna listen to you and trust what you tell me. This is a lesson in marital bliss. By the way, we just had our 9th wedding anniversary yesterday.
Is this news?
This is news.
Oh, okay.
It happened yesterday.
And what did we do for our anniversary?
This was the best. So the first thing that we did, we went to record vocal tracks for our EP that's coming out pretty soon. And then we came back and we were supposed to do it and then go out to dinner. But Ryan fell asleep. He took an hour-long nap, and he woke up, and it was laid out, and he thought he woke up and it was 7:30. Wow, I can't even talk, and I'm a podcast host.
Yeah, I just saw it said 7:30. I thought it was 7:30 a.m. the next day, but
I was drinking a beer, and he's like, why are you drinking? And then he's like, let's go to the Park Diner, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're supposed to go out to dinner. He's talking about going out to breakfast.
I thought it was the morning. I'm like, at least we can go to breakfast. I felt like I fucked up and just passed out.
For our entire anniversary. Yeah. Like you were asleep for 13 hours.
Yeah.
Or 12 hours.
But you're like, no, it's only been an hour. I'm like, oh, okay, we can still go to Lost Dog.
But Ryan was adamant. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That happened yesterday. He's like, our anniversary was yesterday. I'm like, no, today's our anniversary. It was pretty funny.
I was really disoriented.
Yeah. Happy anniversary.
I think I have narcolepsy or something.
I don't know. It was pretty funny.
I didn't drink too many beers. I was like, damn.
No, you're just really tired.
Yeah.
That's okay. You get a pass. I forgive you.
Yep.
But for news, the EP's coming out. We are almost done recording.
Now we have to go back up and remix it.
Yeah, we just need to mix it right now. The tracks themselves are perfect.
You might have to redo some vocals. I'm going to have to do my vocals.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out. It's going to take a while.
We just want to make sure it's really good for you guys.
Yeah, it's going to take a little while.
It's weird because we never play this song any song like the same way twice for the most part, so it's kind of weird. It would be like getting the Grateful Dead in a studio and then expecting them to play it just like that live.
Yeah, they don't do that.
They don't do that. Neither do we. We gotta... Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, that's okay.
We were going to... Or, I'm sorry. I can't talk. Wow. I got to go back to podcasting school. And we got a show coming up August 9th at the Shenango Stage in downtown Binghamton. So check us out. It'll be good. Lots of cool out-of-town bands. One from New York and 2 from Canada. So I expect that they'll be really nice. Like pop punk. And that's the news in the Blow Jam universe.
Yeah, apparently we're alt rock indie.
Yeah, that's how we got labeled.
Or weirdcore.
That's what I want to call us, is weirdcore.
But whatever.
But I agree with that, you know. I'll accept that label.
I'm down with we're like 90s alternative rock. No, not really. I don't know where we are.
Anytime you like post something and have an event, you have to assign a genre to
okay.
them. So I'm totally down with it.
I'm down
That's
with
cool.
indie. Indie's good.
It's neat to get somebody else's outside perspective about what genre we are, because we're like a jam band and a punk rock band and a grunge band, but mostly alternative.
I guess it would be alternative indie then, if you're mixing those styles in.
Okay. So aptly decided. Thank you, Micah.
Yep. Or, okay, so...
You got a segment
you
in
got
your
a seg-
podcast?
Do you got one?
I was going to have a segment, but I forgot to research it. So next week, stay
I
tuned.
think what you should do next week is you should do a true crime podcast. Because there's like 1 million of them. You could just review like all the new true crime podcasts.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I don't like them myself, so I just do...
Yeah, that's more
different
my
podcasts,
area. All right, yeah.
I kind of stay away from it. I listen to Sword and Scale. That's about it. But, yeah. Ryan's new podcast. All right.
Nice theme song.
It's, number 1 is Clear and Vivid with Alan Alda.
What?
It's a show where Alan Alda interviews people.
Hawkeye.
Yeah, but sorry, S2 was called Adam Driver on how theater can help heal some wounds of war. Yeah. It's about how Adam Driver, he joined the Marines at the age 18 in 2001 after 9/11 because he wanted to do something to help the country. And
Wow, I didn't know
it's
that.
about how his experience in the military shaped who he is today as a person and as an actor. He does like a lot of theater and stuff, and like it's pretty cool.
Did it help him work through the PTSD and issues?
Yeah, theater, acting in theater helped him work through his issues, being in war and stuff.
Damn.
So, really cool. Check that out.
Yeah.
Plus, it's Hawkeye from MASH.
Alan Alda is the best. I've actually talked to him before. I was setting up a town car for him in New York City. It was amazing to hear his voice on the phone and like trying not to freak out. I'm like, he's just a normal person. He's just a normal person.
Yeah, it's a instantly recognizable voice.
Yes.
You're like, oh shit, you're Hawkeye.
Yeah. I even talked to his wife, Arlene. She was a sweetie.
Oh, that's nice.
You got any more new ones?
Number 2 is called Side Door, the Smithsonian podcast, where host Lizzie Peabody sneaks listeners through the side door of the Smithsonian to hear stories they can't hear anywhere else.
Whoa!
The episode I listened to is called Space Jocks and Moon Rocks. In honor of the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing, they explore the mysteries of lunar science. 50 years ago, there were so many things they didn't know. It's like whether the surface of the moon was actually quicksand. That was a real concern.
What?
No, that's why they made their shoes so big, because they're afraid they're going to like sink in quicksand.
Wow.
And then, if space germs would infect the astronauts, like bring some crazy like space flu back.
Space germs.
Yeah, space germs. Shit like that. And they didn't know exactly what the moon was made out of, and the rest of it's about how they're trying to get jock fighter pilots to like care about geology because they have to bring back moon rocks.
Oh, right. And take
samples.
samples.
Like Buzz Aldrin and them, they're jockey, yeah. But anyway.
That sounds good.
It was interesting. The third one is called By the Book, with host Jolenta Greenberg and Kristen Menzer. Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Each podcaster has to have an unpronounceable name, but
Ryan Blackman.
except for Ryan Blackman. Each week they live by the rules of a different self-help book, which is a cool concept.
That is a really good concept.
Yeah, the episode I listened to was called The Art of Dying Well. So Kristen and Jolenta, they have to live by the Art of Dying Well, Practical Guide to a Good End of Life by Katie Butler. They follow the rules of this book. They have to put together their wills, get their estates in order, make funeral plans. Shit
Wow.
like that. It's really funny. I was like, wow, that's really funny.
Was that the first episode?
And they had to face their own mortality. No, they've had quite a bit, I think.
Whoa, I'm into that.
You should check it out because they do a different self-help book every week, I think.
What was it called again?
By the book.
By the book. Oh, duh. Okay. By the book.
Yeah. So, yeah, they just take a different self-help book and try to live by it. All right.
How long did they live by it for?
I think it's 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay.
Yeah.
So they get pretty deep.
Yeah, they have to do it.
Nice.
So I think the podcast is every 2 weeks. And, so, what's up? What's next on your docket?
It's nay time.
Oh, you're doing nays.
But I know that you have like a traditional nay, and then you and I have a discussion that's nay worthy. So if you don't mind starting with your nay, and then we'll get into our mutual nay.
I feel like I've been talking a lot.
That's okay. You're doing a really good job.
Hear the rustling of the paper.
You're talking better than I'm talking, which is rare.
All right, so my name is the Drunken Tussy.
Drunken Tussy
The
family hour.
The Drunken Tussy. No, see, you fucking jinxed me, dude.
I know, I'm sorry.
The Duncan Trussell Family Hour, a comedy podcast with host Duncan Trussell. This week, his guest was Raghu Marcus, a spiritual teacher. I mean, I love Duncan Trussell, but I just get sick of all these, like, gurus and spiritual guides and this woo-woo, like, bullshit. But I think even he realized it, because, like, in the beginning of his podcast, he's like, after this week, we're no longer going to be Duncan Trussell Family Hour. We're going to be the Duncan Trussell Power Hour. I'm only going to interview movie stars and no more spiritual gurus.
He called himself out.
Yeah, he called himself out. Because I was getting sick of it, man. Like, it's like, but at least he realizes it, you know, so he's like a little self-deprecating.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So hopefully next week, stay tuned for the Duncan Trussell Power Hour.
You know who I wish would do something like that? Would be Joe Rogan.
Call himself out.
Yeah, like from now on, I'm not going to interview far right, insane people on my. I'm the most popular podcast that there is, and I'm leading people, misdirecting them, and being a Nazi sympathizer, among other things. And Jordan, ever since he had Jordan Peterson on,
Yeah.
he's just gone down the warp tube. So it's bad. What are your thoughts?
Well, there's a thing happening now where, what was it, like 100,000 people signed a petition where they want to, like, storm Area 51?
Oh, yeah, tell us about that.
Well, because Joe Rogan had Bob Lazar on there, and he was, like, talking all this bullshit about how aliens really exist. He worked for the government. And it's really a bunch of BS, it sounds like to me, but people are taking it seriously, and now they all want to, like, people are trying to break into, like, Area 51. People already have. Some guy tried like hang gliding into there. There's some guy who tried parachuting. And, like, I think the last guy that went in there got shot on sight, man. And it's like, it's not a good idea. And now Joe Rogan's like on Instagram be like, don't go to Area 51. You're going to get shot. Bob Lazar does not want you to go there. He feels partially responsible for it, but he needs to like.
He needs to vet the people that he brings on the show and understand the repercussions of...
Because he's the most popular podcast. He's got to make sure he's like, people are going to believe this shit, you know?
Right. And you have on vile people like Alex Jones.
It might be funny to you. You might get a kick out of it, but it's like, come on, Joe.
It's fucking insane.
People are getting shot, man.
I am boycotting Joe Rogan until he gets his shit together, if that.
I'm still going to listen, but...
That's fine. You gotta, I mean,
I like him.
We have to report for PODSMASH, so you're just doing your job and your due diligence.
Well, I like his show. It's weird that it gives those people a platform, but like, it's a little ridiculous.
Millions of people.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. But whatever.
Not cool. All right, bye. So, special shout out time. You want me to go first?
Sure.
All right. So what is my special shout out? Uncovered. It's a CBB show, CBB, Canadian Broadcasting or CBC, whatever. It doesn't matter. This is season 4 of Uncovered. It's about the cat lady, who's this elderly woman who lived in a shed without heat or electricity with 30 cats. And it was just like a cesspool of like piss and shit. And she was really nasty, but...
Like a new species of flea.
yeah. But the landlords kept her in those conditions. She was, like, really old, and then she went missing after her pension check or her income tax check was stolen.
Oh, shit.
And all 30 of her cats were shot dead.
Whoa.
It's fucking insane. And I love the host. I wish I wrote down his name, but he's got that super polite Canadian accent that's extremely soothing. And it's a very, very compelling story. So shout out to Uncovered.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
All right, my shout out is I got Endless Thread with host Ben Brock Johnson and Amory Seibertson. They take stories from Reddit and dive deep. The episode was called Pile of Crockery. It's a thrilling conclusion to the internet mystery surrounding a massive pile of dishware in the middle of the woods. Remember we were talking about it last week?
Mm-hmm.
This is the stunning conclusion of that.
The stunning conclusion.
So I don't want to say too much.
Okay.
Don't want to give it away. And I had a second one. It's the Ballad of Billy Balls.
I was going to ask you if you were going to do like a final thoughts thing about it, about the experience.
It's an investigative podcast about the mysterious death of Billy Heitzman with host Io Tillett Wright. We talk about it like every week. But they did a bonus episode where they play the voicemails of like their listeners. It was pretty cool.
Did we ever I don't think we ever got a chance to talk about the last episode in the series in its entirety because we took a week off.
I think we did. It's been in every week. So.
Well, remember, I was like, so I listened to the Ballad of Billy Balls, and you were like, no, I didn't hear it yet.
Oh, yeah, okay. So maybe.
It doesn't matter, because we don't want to give that shit away, but it was just kind of wrapping stuff up. Very emotional.
Yeah. It's more about her and her mom, you know.
I Googled her. I didn't realize that she'd, like, dated a bunch of celebrity females. Amber Heard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she apparently got beaten up by Johnny Depp. And I'm just shrugging right now, which you can't see, you know, but that's cool. They were a cute couple.
I don't think Johnny Depp could beat up anybody.
He seems frail and weak.
But I don't know. If you're on the right kind of drug, you could probably fight.
Yeah, hell yeah. If you got PCP, then you should be ready to go.
Yeah, you could probably beat up Amber Heard.
Bath salts, eat somebody's face off.
You buy your own island, beat up Amber Heard.
Wait, hey, real quick, this is podcast related. There was a Sword and Scale episode about this kid who was acting really weird. He was out to dinner with his family and he walked off and then they found him in this person's garage eating their face. And they all thought it was bath salts. Nah. He was on nothing.
You just wanted to eat some faces?
He just ate a fucking face. So bath salts are not necessarily face-eating drugs. I've never tried it, never want to, but...
So now you're an advocate for bath salts?
I am. I'm going to put on, like, TV ads.
No, don't do bath salts.
Bath salt lobbyists. I'm going to D.C., Buggy.
Don't be a bath salt zombie.
I
But
won't.
we gotta go because your Uncle Joe is probably gonna get here soon.
Oh, yeah, we're going to go see the O'Neill brothers.
Gotta go to Rec Park to see some bluegrass.
Fuck yeah, guys.
Because that's how hardcore we are.
We're so hardcore. We'll give you more details about the show that our band is playing on August 9th. And also, if you guys don't mind rating and reviewing us on the platform that you get, where you get your podcast, that would be greatly appreciated. We got mad listeners, but not that many people vouch for us. What are you guys doing? Come on. We need you. We love you. Get back.
I think we had a few crazy voicemails.
Oh, okay. Cool. So we'll see you guys next week.
Thursday, 6:52 p.m.
See, the bad part about having an answering machine that just records forever is you have to listen to people like me. Don't put this on your tape. Don't put this on your tape. Whatever you do, don't put this on your tape. I want a new dog. One whose name is Bob. One who will fetch my paper for me and be like a friend to me. The brother I never had. My dog, Bob. I want a new dog. One that won't disgrace me in front of my friends. One that will be nice and won't shed a lot and is generally a good companion for somebody who lives in an apartment. I want a new dog. I want a new dog. Did you like it? Now I'd like to recite